I've been muted the whole time, so just imagine that I said hello to each of you. Just imagine it in your mind the way that you would like for it to go. Okay? Just imagine how you would have liked the hello to go, and we'll just say that's how it happened. Hope everyone's having a good night. We'll see how the first, I don't know, hour or so goes. If I don't start hitting carp here, we may just, you know, sign our scorecard, be done with it, and go catch some carp at Amber. At this point, I would have to get, I feel like, to make a run at anything special, we would have to get on just quite a run. You know what I mean? So I have made 0 progress from last. No, that's not true. I think we had one small upgrade from earlier. What? Really? Really now? This is the interesting one. It's just so slow. Problem is, it's so slow. What's up, Angel? Angelic Grim. Welcome to stream. And it's okay. If you're in game, I will be watching the chat channel. So if you ever have a question or comment, you can always post it in game just as well as on Twitch. I don't mind either way. I guess let's give it a try. We definitely want to go with like a 1 because we want to not catch too much garbage on cheese. That's fine, Dynamic. I will watch it there. That is a good question, Dev. I think you want to have your feeder on as sensitive of a bite detection as possible for char. A, because of the char, and B, because you'll catch those Vendus, and sometimes you don't even know they're on there. Nibbles? Yeah, I don't think char nibble for that long. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. What's up, Keeler? I suspect that's something else. It's all good, Keeler. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's kind of like eyed. Char are like eyed in that way. Sometimes you'll have one on there and not realize it. Oh, okay, cool. So you can hear me. You were just saying you can't log into your Twitch account. Is that what you were saying, Keeler? No worries. I mean, I'm watching in-game chat, so it doesn't matter. When I think of Ide, I think of them hitting like a truck. Well, once you're hooking them, like I mean, not hooking them, but once you pick up your feeder and you're fighting them, yeah. And maybe that's how they feel on a spin fish when you're spin fishing for them, because they are fighters, but they will take the bait and sit there forever. They will be on your line, but they don't run until you fight them, basically. Sometimes. All right, it's like perfect time here in the morning. If we don't get a bite very soon here, we're going to be moving. I am not going to waste my life at Bear tonight if we don't start catching fish. Yes, exactly, Shinji. They are literally setting up the table and chilling. Is that right, Dev? Well, it'll happen eventually. And then you'll be like, oh, that's what they meant. Thanks for the follow. Sakas CS Iga. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for being here tonight. I hope all y'all are doing well. I cannot let myself go another 7-hour stream like I did last night. I was exhausted. And then real life just happened today, so I have not made any progress in this tournament, but that's okay. It is all good. We're just gonna chill, see if we can get a few more decent fish here. And if we don't see much action at Bear, then we'll rotate over to maybe Octuba for a little bit, see if we can increase our numbers there. And then we'll go back to the fun places. We'll do Old Berg, and then we'll just fish at Amber and probably just fish for everything, not just commons and grassies. But I'm glad I participated in this. This is the first, global multi-day tournament I've done with RF4, and it's been a cool experience. I think I've learned some things about preparing for it that I would adjust next time, but that was a decent sized fish. I still feel like the larger commons, if they're here, which they may not be in this spot, but if they're here, they're going to come out on boilies or maybe something like maybe potatoes, but like honey dough. I feel like commons here really like honey dough. I just can't get a big one. I've gotten so many like 1.5 kilo common carp from this stinking place. Honestly, it's frustrating. But this is what Bear is like for me. It always has been. It has always been a difficult place. Your name in English is Chocolate Snail? Is that right? Undead Samurai fell asleep on his stream. Is that legit? He was out for like 20 minutes? Oh, he doesn't have a camera though, does he? Totally my fault. Please let me know if that doesn't take care of the echo. It's because on my second computer I had my stream set up so that I could have the mod page open just so that I can see everything that's going on. And I didn't mute it. It's totally my fault. Yeah. Sorry about that. What's up, Big Draka? Hope you're doing well tonight. What's that other place we were going to try here? Somebody was talking about 7974 out in the middle of nowhere. I'm just going to move one rod for now. And hopefully that'll give us time to get another bite on one of the other two rods. But we're not staying at Bear for long. I just can't handle not catching fish tonight. We're gonna have to figure something out. While reeling in a catfish. No way. I mean, that is boring business, but still. And I think this was like just straight west, 35 clip. Somebody was talking earlier, talking about a spot that's probably not fished much. But we'll give it a try. $75.62 is good for tench sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, I probably should. If neither of these two spots like blow us away pretty quick, then we're just gonna go hang out at 44.50 and just see if we can get lucky. If we don't, then we'll move on. We'll move on. So did you really fall asleep, Samurai? Undead Samurai? Was the catfish that boring? That can be really boring. Draka. Ah, you're about to get off anyway, huh? Don't you hate when that happens? That's the worst. Alright, I can already tell this is too slow. We're not doing slow tonight. Slow cannot be a part of the equation tonight. Wizard can have his trophy. I hear the bell. That's a good sign. Oh, for sure. No, I get it. I'm just glad you didn't. I'm just glad you don't have a camera, right? Because without the camera, you can just deny, right? Draka. Yeah, and you stream sometimes when you're really tired, don't you, Draka? If I'm that tired, like, I just don't stream. Alright, let's see what this even is before we set everything up here. It's not the common variety, is it? Alright, we'll try it. I don't think there's like anything in particular we're casting for here. And I don't really know if I want to use those boilies. I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't have any sense of what's working or not working at Bear right now. Like 0 cents. Less than a nickel. Other than potatoes and natural baits. You fell asleep while holding the mouse? You landed the cat? Nice! Oh, you just kept reeling, huh? That's awesome. Just keep reeling. I mean, that's the strategy for cats at some point. So I guess that works. You might do a little extra damage to your Narga, but that's basically the strat. That's funny, Draka. It's all right. It's all good. We'll grow it up slow and steady, you know. Epic Empire, welcome to the stream. What was the char problem, Dev? Oh, rough. Yeah, rough and those other small fish. $200-gram char. You just started playing. Nice. Thanks for the follow. I don't know. If you're the type of person who likes to discover everything themselves, no worries. If you want any help on getting started, I do have some leveling guides on my YouTube channel. Sorry for the self-promotion, but if it would be helpful, feel free to check it out. I don't know about that, Undead. You know your stuff too. I mean, I know a few things. There's plenty I don't know. The game's complicated enough that you can feel like you know some stuff and really not know all that much. Some of them are spent asleep. Welcome back, Droz. Kluby has been, I don't know. Kluby seems like he's been doing more YouTube streaming when he streams lately. Yes, this game is a tad confusing. I mean, so if you have any specific questions, I or many other people here would be happy to help you. If you want just like a lot of advice thrown at you at one time, try the YouTube channel. If you want to plug into a pretty good community of people who are very helpful, if you click on the little cog wheel here in your chat screen and type in my dogs, MY space DAWGS, there's 572 players that hang out in here and are very helpful. It's a good place to like just hang out, lurk, and just watch the chat, ask questions. People tend to share spots and strategies with each other. It's going pretty good. How are you doing, Droz? Sounds good, Epic. Is anybody at Amber that can give any feedback to Elwoodieth? Yeah, it varies, Angelic. Sometimes like the same spot will seem pretty decent for multiple weeks, and sometimes like spots come and go a lot quicker than that. Roy, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm doing really well. How are you doing? 136. Oh, you talking about on Amber? So you were asking about my retrieval speed? So I'm bottom fishing right now, which means I keep my retrieval speed on max because all I'm doing is casting stuff out there and letting it sit. So I'm not doing anything retrieval wise. The only time that your retrieval speed comes into play is when you're spin or bait, spin fishing basically. And then that's when you want to change your retrieval speed based on what type of lures and what type of situation you're in. But once you have a fish on, your retrieval speed goes to an automatic speed no matter what. That's where if you hit R, it'll tell you that you can't adjust your retrieval speed because you currently have a fish on. What? Can I give you some good what? I am not Russian. I'm not British either. I'm from America. Yeah, it's a good way to check, see if you have a fish on. Just hit R. That's right. All right, language, please. Family-friendly chat. Yeah, feel free to take care of whatever we need to take care of, Elwood. What does the friction setting do exactly? I am noob to spin. So the friction setting is dialing in the strength of basically your reel's resistance to the force or the pull of the fish. And so it's the way you're going to increase the strength of your reel to try to pull in a heavy or strong fish. Are you British, Worm? Yeah, and some of you are new to the stream, but just as fair warning, I keep a pretty tight leash on chat, being family friendly. I've got kids. I would want my kids to be able to hang out in my Twitch chat without me feeling like they were going to see stuff they don't need to see. So that's just the way it goes around here. Yes, the fish will tire out at a higher friction. I guess what you're balancing, though, is like there's times where you have to let the fish run, because your reel can't keep up with the strength of the fish. And so as you increase the tension on your reel, you're going to see that line at the bottom of the screen increase. And you want to sort of keep it like in the low part of the red or below, even in the orange. And so it's sort of a balancing act of increasing your friction without snapping whatever the weakest part of your line is or your rig, which is hopefully your leader. You don't want to snap it, obviously, because then the fish gets away, but you want to increase this friction as much as you can without snapping it to provide that resistance to tire out the fish. And eventually that's how you'll get it in. All right, what time is it? 15:37. Okay. We'll give it to... I'm gonna wait till like 1700, and then we're gonna move again. This has also been pretty slow. We won't stay at bear for long if things don't pick up. We'll rotate to some other places. Oh, I bet so, Shinji. 9:39. True enough, Draka. You and I speak the same time zone, don't we? Let's see if this is even a common, or if it's another mirror. There should probably be an achievement for that. Landing a catfish while sleeping. Hidden achievement. Alright, it's a grass carp. Oh, is that right? Is that right, Shinji? And you're like, okay, something must be going on. Oh, there's a friction break. That changes things. Maybe they should just put that achievement in the game and we could just name the achievement after you. That could be a cool thing. I gotta turn my fan on. It's got hot. We should smoke that carp. That'd be a good meal. The undead catch. I like it. Yeah, I think it would be reasonable to have an achievement named after you. I do not believe you can, although there are people here that would know better than I. So what was actually happening, Undead, is that their weight or their cage was just getting stuck. It wasn't a ghost snag at all. Is that what happened? There's a fee? Really? I've never heard that before, Undead. Undead's achievement redeems Undead's achievement by reeling in a cat while sleeping. What's great is, like, how would the game tell you were sleeping? Oh, I gotcha. The friction was too low and the fish wasn't reeling. Well, you know that could happen just with your feeder cage. If you have a fairly heavy feeder cage and it's dragging along the bottom of the lake, I've seen people think that they're on snags and they just don't have enough strength to get their feeder cage off the floor. Really? I mean, obviously I don't know. A Woodieth or Worminator would know, but I've just never seen, like, any kind of... You know, normally when MMOs or games have, like, the opportunity to change your name, but there's, like, a cost associated with it, like, you see that service, it's like a button you click on or something. I've just not seen that before, so... Touch of anxiety, thanks for the follow. I've got a touch of anxiety, too, so I feel you there. But yeah, you could always ask on the forums or contact someone in game to ask. Okay, so if you're If you're on the standalone client, you can. Elwoodieth has confirmed it. I didn't realize that. I haven't done enough experimenting, Shinji. I'm not sure. I would imagine that with some fish species in some situations, it would probably be really good. But typically, because of the weight of the cages, especially a lot of the early game stuff, I've really used the one portion feeder cages for the most part. Oh, so it does cost 5 gold. Okay, well, you were right. You were right on Dead Samurai. Sorry about that. I didn't know that. If you change from Steam to standalone, you'll allow them to change their name in the process if they wish. Ah, okay. So, Epic Empire, if you end up really getting into the game, if you ever decide, you know what, I don't want to be on the Steam client, I want to be on the standalone client, then it sounds like at that point you could request to also have a name change happen. Yep. Yeah, and if you want to find out anything more about the standalone client, you just go to rf4game.com. All right, this is when we said we were switching, so I think we do switch. I mean, this hasn't been terrible, but it's been a little slow. So I think we're going to move to another spot. Yes. I always had the most success with char dev early in the morning and in the evening. I feel like they've got a fairly small window in the morning and evening when they're more active for feeder fishing. I do not that you won't ever catch them during the day, but it definitely slows down tremendously for me. Where do we want to go? That spot that was like a 15-meter clip off. Let's start at camp, and then we'll, if nothing's happening there, we will try that 15-meter clip spot one more time. That was actually probably the most active spot I've fished at since trying bear yesterday and today. Awesome. Sounds good, Epic Empire. And really, if you are, you know, if you're a brand new player and you haven't put a whole lot of time in, certainly if you haven't spent any money on the game, you may decide you just want to start a new account on the standalone client, since it's free to play. And then if you ever wanted to like mess around on Steam, on your Steam account, you could, but your main account could be the standalone one. Let's see. Honestly, I know this is the spot that a lot of people like right now. And I've tried, I guess one thing I haven't tried in a while is going like back over here this way. Let's try that just for a minute here, just to make sure this isn't a little bit more active. I'll put 2 things over here. It's been a while. You know, remember we were catching a lot of black carp over off in this direction, sort of on the other side of those reeds right there. But that's been a minute, so I don't know if that will be active right now or not. Drake and Polska, welcome to stream. I'm glad that the YouTube videos have been helpful. Thank you. Thank you, Touch of Anxiety. I appreciate it. I'm glad it's been helpful. All right. And then I also keep hearing people talk about casting at these reeds. I'm trying to cast sort of in some of the places that I haven't been lately, because I've been coming up with not much activity. So we won't give these too long because I have not heard anyone talking about this spot recently. Grats on level 27, Rat Lord. That's awesome. You're participating in the competition? Nice. Well, if you have any tips or tricks, feel free to share them. As you can see, I started off okay on Amber and fairly respectably on Old Berg, but Bear, especially, and Octuba to a degree, I have really not been doing that well. So maybe this is the spot. Maybe I need to focus more attention on just putting potatoes over here. Maybe we'll get the most action that way. On 55.33. And what did you catch it on? Is that the 15 welcome back, Rick. Is that the 15 meter clip spot? I was fishing there earlier, but I probably didn't give it enough time. Yeah. The golden tinge spot. Yeah, exactly. There's barbel over there. So were you where were you seeing the grass carp? Like straight ahead, or were you kind of off to the left over those reeds? That seems to be a pretty good spot right now. Most to the left? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we've gotten 2 bites on this and none over here. Not that I know of, monkey. I told you about the control plus click for the setting the clip. Yeah, that is really helpful to know. I'm curious if we'll catch anything on cheese here. One of the weekly grass was caught on cheese today, but I have no idea where from. Might have been from that spot down there, actually, that you're talking about. Yeah, that's really what I'm struggling with, is I'm seeing so few commons. So few commons. Wait, what was that size? 9.49? That's actually the largest one we've had here, unfortunately. That is a slight upgrade. Oh, so slight. But we'll take it, you know. You caught them at 55.33 at Octuba? Is that the, where the heck is 55.33? Hold on, I'll find it eventually. That's like way down at the bottom, isn't it? Oh, you're just... Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about bear. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. I got you. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's stick this over here in this spot as well. Just see. And then we'll go check that 15 meter clip out in the morning. Yeah. Today it changed. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, today it's bear, huh? Is this you? Nice. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking about doing next is just going back to Octuba and doing the buffalo bait on all three and just hoping to get lucky on a little bit improved common or carp, but I don't know. So you're saying that today the bear ones have come in, huh? Interesting. Yeah, it was 4 days ago, right? But there were still like plenty of grass carp at Octuba as well. I was having to be more patient on the commons there also. So you're trying down in that what do they call that? The little river below the pond, basically. Yeah, I hear that there's some good fish there, but that it can be pretty slow at times. Yeah, I'm convinced that if I could see like the fish sizes of maybe like the top 10 people in the competition right now, I would just be like, really? Where did you catch it on amber? On the pond? Yeah. That's where I got my grass carp too, on the pond. I didn't find one that big though. Grats on that. So you might put together a decent placing then. I mean, there's no telling what the top guys have. Some folks may have trophies on every lake at this point. Yeah, it seems like the grass carp are closer to the shore, doesn't it? In that in the amber pond. That was my experience too. Yeah, I would assume so. I don't know about trophies on everyone, but they might. They might. What's up, Glock? I wouldn't be surprised if at least one person has a blue tag common from Amber. They've been so many trophies coming out lately that I bet at least one person got fortunate on a blue tag. With the common at least. How's it going, Glock? Awesome, Glock. Let me know how it goes, because I am thinking that I might do that too pretty soon. The comp actually ends at, I think it's 1 o'clock tomorrow, for my time at least, on Sunday. But I'm not going to have a chance to play it all tomorrow, so, you know, if I don't get really lucky here in the next little while, it's probably safe for me to go back to just chilling and trying to farm some stuff on Amber. Have seen some like nice tench and crucians here at Bear today, which has been interesting. Yeah, that's right. 1 p.m. EST. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Cocoa and cream pop up with coconut and cream corn. Very nice. Yeah, I may try that tonight. I might try that tonight. How did you do on Old Berg? I actually really enjoy Old Berg has been super fun this week for carp fishing, both both with carp rods as well as like float, telestick, or match. It's just been like a blast. I kind of wish I would have just, I mean, you got to spend time and try to increase all your fish sizes, but I sort of wish I would have spent more time on Amber and Old Berg throughout this comp. 12.6 common, 19.9 grass, very good. Is 37.17 good for common carp too? Is that what you're asking? I mean, considering some of the other spots at Amber where you can get really nice commons, I don't know if it is or not. Oh, you mean any kind of carp basically other than grass? Yeah, I have no idea. You say no, it's not? Okay. Grass carp are kind of weird at Amber, aren't they? Like, they don't show up in the same spots usually as the other carp, unless it's just like complete different baits. Where I feel like in Bear and Old Berg, a lot of times the grass carp just straight up take over. Yeah, I guess so. So many carp in the water, grass carps don't stand a chance to get to the bait. I guess so. There's some big boy grass carp though. Dang, that's a big catfish somebody just caught. They like to fish for the catfish apparently. Even on potato, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to find the grass carp in those spots, isn't it? It's another crucian. All right, so before we leave here, let's go try that. Let's go try the 15-meter clip one more time before we go hang out somewhere else. Shoot, at night, I don't know if I'll recognize it. It's the one that's like 55.33, right? Yeah. Yeah, I had seen them in the pond last time I was fishing at the pond with like raspberry stuff or something like a week ago. I saw a couple grass carp and I thought I didn't remember catching them in the pond before, so that just kind of stuck in my mind that that was one place they might be. All right. I don't know. I think I'm going to catch a lot of like tench and maybe even barbel on cheese here, but we'll give it a try. Oh, I didn't clip it. That's all right. And then we'll go more like straight ahead with the potatoes. This is in this spot. This is where I've sometimes seen the commons come out, is like straight ahead or a little to the right. And then more grassies over here, but we'll see. You had one golden? That's awesome. I do not know how much a Narga is at Volkov. How long have I been playing this? Yeah, no, grats on that grass carp. That's freaking amazing. I've been playing this for a long time, Epic. I've been playing this, well, I have multiple accounts, but this is my main account. We've got 1,654 hours on this account. And I don't remember what year I started playing this game. It was within like 2 or 3 months of when they first came out with the English server. Before that, they had Russian only or whatever. Yeah, that was kind of my experience, Glock. 4450 was really painful for me today. Very slow. I could look at my YouTube channel and see, like, whenever the very first time I put a Russian Fishing 4 here, we can figure this out. The very first time I put a Russian Fishing 4 video out, I'd only been playing the game for like a month or two at that point. So let's go back to my channel. Videos. Search. Russian Fishing 4. And let's search by... Well, that's not the way to do it, is it? Alright, hold on. I think I can do it this way. Like, 90% of all of my videos are about Russian Fishing 4. Maybe 85%. And before I played RF4, a lot of my videos were Hearthstone. So you kind of see the transition from... Just trying to make sure I didn't have any before this point. Yeah, this is way back. All right, so first RF4 video occurred 2 years ago, December 18th, 2017. So I probably started playing somewhere around November. Do y'all want to see a younger version of me? Probably started playing around November, October, November 2017. I love that spot, 48-43 at Mosquito. That was the first spot that I learned to float fish at. Still has sentimental value. Yeah, that's right. Level 6, nice. You caught a 24 kilo leather here. I've had some decent... Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I wasn't expecting to catch a common on the cheese. Oh, I do have a bigger common than that. Never mind. I missed the float fish. All right, let's see a much younger me. All right, my first video ever was on Rogue Legacy. Is that what that old roguelike was called? I wasn't using a camera. What's the first point? So I did YouTube before I did Twitch. But I did eventually start using... I played a lot of Smite back then. Some WoW. Still no camera, though. I guess I probably didn't start using a camera until I first started experimenting with streaming. I used to use this intro. Alright, that's all you get. That fish wasn't on all the way. You used to play a lot of Smite as well. You sent me a PVA. Alright, what's in this stuff? This was what you caught grass on bear and amber. Alright, let me see what's in it. What did you have it paired with? Well, that would go with the boilie I'm using for sure. Okay. And that's on the grass carp, right? All right, Cocos and Cream 18, Honey Pear 20. Cocos and Cream 18, Honey Pear 20. That's going to be a little bigger than the stuff I'm using. Wait, what? Was it 16 or 18? Honey Pear 20, I have that. Cocos and Cream... Oh, those are the pellets. 18 pellets. Gotcha. Wait. Oh, crap. This is a classic hair rig. This is sinking boilie, isn't it? Alright, back to level 1, huh? These are pellets. So this is a this is one of these things. You are also using it with cheese. Cane pole incoming. Hey, fresh start's always fun. You can purchase your first feeder setup pretty quick though. Almost immediately. Yeah, the grass carp are very active in this spot. All right, what was I looking at? It's like I can't find that. I really thought I had honey pear 20. Okay, I'm just losing my mind. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm just losing my mind. Honey and pear 20. Yeah, we'll go with the normal one. What dip were you using? Coco's Nectar? Yeah. Hey, let's give it a try. I'm so tired of not clipping. Oh, we're using the acidic pear? I can change it in a minute. Okay. Yeah, I've got that one too. I did try that earlier. Wait, who was off? Oh, wow. Grats, Blueby. Daggum. That is a huge common barbel, Blueby. Holy cow. Alright, Undead. Rest well. Oh, no worries. No worries. Thank you for sharing. Is 500 grams trophy for Vendus? I have no idea. Do I have a trophy Vendus? Yep. 499 grams is a trophy. Thanks for the host, Undead. You know what's nice about this spot, though, Draken? Or Draken, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is at least you're catching fish. I mean, I was fishing here at Bear and other spots, and I wouldn't get anything. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of okay with this. Thanks, Undead. Dynamic says 450. Trying to decide. I guess I'll put it at least for a couple fish here. While it's like really good time of day for catching fish, I'll put that PVL in there. I'm going to just take note of this real quick. You know, I could, if I end up coming back later tonight to bear, I could always make some more of this. If I want to go hard and try it. But this this PVA mix, it makes sense, you know. It's a good mix. I like that. I like that mix. One crushed honey pear. Yeah, possibly. That's a good point, maybe. What is the point of the soluble ones? Are those meant to like attract more fish as they dissolve or something? Is that why you would use soluble? Oh, nice, Smokey. I think that's the deal. And there's no soluble in pop-up, right? The solubles are just in sinking boilies. They dissolve and spread their scent. Yeah, I thought so. It's almost like another ground bait in a sense. Well, guess what I got to do? Turn my fan off. Now I'm freezing. I think that's part of what I love about carp fishing in this game, is that there's just so much you can tinker with and experiment with. Even when it's not working, it's still like fun to try new things, you know? And there's so many possibilities. Even like last night trying out that maggot rig. I hadn't done that in ages. I'd forgotten all about it, to be honest. Oh, is that right? That's like a pop-up that dissolves? Well, that would be cool to kind of have the equivalent thing on the pop-up side. You know what I think they should do, Elwoodieth? And maybe they do this on the Russian side of things. Heck, they could do it on the English-speaking side of things, and I just don't know about it, but they should, like, do you play Hunter Call of the Wild? I think you've played hunting games, Elwoodieth, right? But you know how, like, before they have a new map come out, they'll usually, like, get with one of their content creators or somebody, and they'll, like, one of the devs or one of the community team members will, like, do a stream or a video with one or two of their content creators and, like, take a first glance sneak at the new map that you're going to hunt on. I think that would be cool if the RF4 devs did that, where as they're trying to, like, drum up, build excitement for the new lake or river coming out, like actually releasing some sneak peeks of it. Did you? Oh, maybe I do remember that, Elwood. Now that you mention it, I think I did watch some of that. Yes, I saw that. See, that was great. Well, I hope they keep doing that. I saw the one with Mr. Crossy, who I enjoy immensely anyway. And so, good grief. Now that you meant I'd forgotten all about that. I apologize. Yeah. They already have done that before. That was terrific. That was actually great. And he made sense for that one especially because he does so much IRL carp fishing. Okay, cool. Well, I hope they keep doing that, I guess, is the moral of this story. All right, I'm going to take it off of here because I only have so much. We'll finish up a little bit longer here, and then I think I'm going to go take my chances at Tuba again, and then we'll rotate back to Old Berg. And then maybe we'll try and see if we can't get a little larger grass carp at Amber just for the fun of it. We'll try to bounce around. I don't want to get stuck somewhere like I did last night and just sort of not catching many fish. So, are you enjoying the Silver Ridge, whatever they're calling it? You must be if you got that diamond turkey. Hey, come what may, Dev. Come what may. Yeah, we're not doing 4 hours at Tuba again. I cannot stream as long as I did last night tonight. You know, one thing we could do with the cheese is maybe like put a little larger hook on there to try to scare away some of the smaller stuff. And still hope to hook into a carp. Might slow down the bite rate, but it might be worth it if we don't want to catch all the little stuff. Sometimes you have to do that with potatoes too, I feel like. Is that right, Dev? Dang. So this boilie setup, I tried this earlier, and I couldn't get bites. Now, your PVA might help. Oh, I didn't switch out the... I think we've already caught, what, one fish on it? It wasn't that one. Was it the tench? No. Alright. So we've gotten one grass carp on it. I didn't switch out the dip, though. But yeah, I mean, I sat here with that setup on. Now, it wasn't in this spot. I think I was still at either 44.50 or up past that. But man, I was using that bait combo for a while, and I just couldn't get anything. So maybe using it down here or using it with that dip, that PVA will be the difference. We may hit level 39 tonight, especially if I go to Amber and just chill on some really nice carp for a while. I don't know if we'll actually hit 39. We still need about 1.1 million experience. We may not do that tonight. Oh, nice, Smokey. Have you played Classic as well? I have about the same amount of time on Classic as I do Call of the Wild. But I play Call of the Wild more often now. Yeah, I'll try to work my way there, Smokey. I mean, I haven't completely given up on trying to get slightly better carp than we have now. But I also am realistic about kind of where we stand at this point in the competition. Especially knowing that I'm not going to get any time in tomorrow. So, let's try a 1-0 with cheese. As long as it doesn't completely kill the bite rate. I think it's worth trying it. You've played Classic a bit. Classic's nice. It's really cool now that it's all free to play. If I could take Classic and Call of the Wild and sort of like pick and choose certain elements from both, I think I could create, like, for me, the ideal hunting game. So at Bear, we're looking for 9.5 or better, basically. Sir, Pimen. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. See, I like having one line over here. I think interesting stuff comes out over there as well. All right, you're getting on those char, Dev. Those char are nice, especially, yeah, being level 21. Really nice experience and silver. Have you been able to do any burbot fishing at night? What are you doing when the char aren't biting, basically? Yeah, that's right, Smokey. That's what I think, too. Yes, chimpanzee. That's basically what I would do. I might make a couple other adjustments, too, but basically I would want the graphics from Call of the Wild and then the progression and mechanics, of course, and everything from Classic, the way that the hunting actually works. It's going good. How are you doing, Zombie? Char are biting very well. That's awesome. Man, it is a good day when the char are biting at Corey. They're biting at Ladoga as well. That's amazing, Dev. Yeah, it's really strong if you're catching char till noon. Yeah, I guess we're all trying to make some silver. Burbot bite the mayfly larva sometimes. Yep, that's true. Just like char will sometimes bite the night crawlers. So, Dev, are y'all fishing off the island or are you fishing off the key? Finger rock. Off the island. Okay, so you're going into the 15-meter hole, huh? It's good to know. Uncle Beard Mayhem. I like your name and thanks for the follow. Well, I think the sweet spot for this game, Zombie, for what my 2 cents is worth, is the times when I've been able to, as much as possible, put out the need to grind silver as fast as I can out of my mind and just focus on having fun and finding fun places to fish. Overall, I have enjoyed my experience much more when I've been in that mindset versus when I'm measuring every single thing I do, trying to be as efficient and as possible and get as much silver as possible. Like, for me at least, that ends up taking some of the fun out. Yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about night crawlers especially, but there's several baits, and maybe mayfly larva is one of those, but night crawlers, you can just get some really surprising things at times, not always what you're going for. There we go. That's what we want to dig up. That's awesome, Droz. Yeah, that's a surprise. Yeah, a lot of the worm baits are like that. You can catch just about anything sometimes on many of the different worm baits. It's not always the ideal bait for whatever you're going for, but it's often a possibility. Is that right, Glock? That's like when, what was I fishing for at Mosquito with night crawlers? It might have been like sleepers or even gibbles or something. Or maybe perch, I don't know. and pulled a pike out. I mean, I had never caught a pike on night crawlers. I guess I knew that was a possibility, but it just had never happened to me. So it was like surprising. I don't know if I do or not, Smokey. I kind of have, I've been pretty casual on Call of the Wild. I've been playing it off and on for years. I mean, what I typically do when a new map comes out is I kind of play through the new missions or whatever. But I really haven't done the, like, diamond chase. I guess I recently started setting up tents at Hirschenfelden, or whatever, however you say it. Trying to, like, find some good spots for fallow deer. And when I did that, I realized, like, you know, it's sort of the first time I've ever done that, where I really try to focus in on hot spots and, like, see if I can't find a really nice one. So I'm not sure. I mean, I have to look. I don't know if I've technically ever gotten a diamond or not. Maybe not. I don't even have the new map yet. I just haven't really been in a hunting mood lately. Too much fishing. That's what I hear, Elwoodieth. I know Kluby really likes it too. You play with friends? Yeah, and that's another thing I haven't done much of is multiplayer. A lot of people do that, really enjoy playing multiplayer maps with folks that they know. And I do have a couple of friends that do play it. I just haven't done that much. The jackal and the mallard. I like it. I like that we're catching common carp on cheese right now. Maybe we'll get lucky on a, I don't know. I'd be 18 kilo common. Doesn't even have to be a trophy. You'll play hunter with me? Maybe we can set something up sometime. Oh, and that's right. That's one cool thing about the way they do that game is only the host has to have the multiplayer, has to have the map, right? What's up, Phil? Welcome back. How are you doing today? Bouncing from public lobbies for diamonds is the easiest way? Really? Yeah, see, I've never done anything like that. Is there a clip for the 15-meter hole in the island? I'm not sure, Smokey. Is anybody clipping off the island at Corey? I can look up and see what the distance is. It looks like 27 gets you to almost the middle of the hole. So looks like from 25 to 30 you'd be in that hole from the island. I'm doing well, Phil. I'm doing well. So you've got 2 elk. You're talking about diamonds here, right? 2 elk, whitetail, blacktail, and some others. Wow. 33 meters into the center of the 15. Welcome back, Undead. How was your nap? Shinji says I clip at 30. Yeah, it looks like that's a safe clip. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you saying, T? Space, you get to clip your line at certain distance? You're not saying if you hit the space bar, you clip your line at a certain distance, are you? Am I right in the only way that you can set the clip is control plus or minus? Or is my mind about to be blown? You haven't slept yet? I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. Oh, really, chimpanzee? Interesting. You shot a diamond elk on release day of silver, and I've shot a diamond black bear, mule deer, and turkey since then. Wow. A turkey, huh? A duck. That's awesome. All right, Undead. Have a good one. My favorite part of why I liked Classic so much was the hunting dogs. Which, and I liked all three types, but training your hunting dog to go retrieve your birds as you were geese hunting or duck hunting or whatever was awesome. What the heck is a teal? Oh, is that right, Phil? I haven't heard that. I haven't tried the new map yet. How far into the missions do they bug out? That's awesome, Shinji. When stuff like that happens, that's really cool. The waterfowl in Classic is great, yeah. Yeah, I think they will, Smokey. It's got to be one of the most requested features. Oh, it's a duck, Smokey? Okay. Oh, really, Elwood? Wow. Well, maybe it's not a bad thing I'm waiting a little bit on trying out the new one. So it looks like Elwoodieth is saying if you log in and out or something like that, Phil, it might help with it. But there could be different bugs, like the same ones may not be affecting everyone. Oh, really? Whew. So you persevered, huh? Have you tried resetting it, Phil? Starting again? I just hope there's no more annoying take a picture of a fallow deer that's 10 meters away from you missions, and then like it won't register the fallow deer that's sitting right in front of me. That's awesome, Dev. Wow, I just failed twice in a row. I'm a great fish cutter upper. tell you what's soul crushing, Elwoodieth. The other day I was making a really expensive PVA and failed. That's brutal. And I've got max points. I don't know if points affect your failure rate though in ground bait. It seemed like it used to when you were digging for worms, but since that's changed, I'm not sure if that's a thing. On the Africa map, you would run down animals, ATV, jump off and kill them. You think people would frown upon that? Yeah, they might. That's funny. Yeah, you got to be careful on whose multiplayer map you're jumping in if you're doing that. That would definitely be frowned upon by some. You didn't do it on multiplayer? Okay. That's good. Oh, that's true. I bet a lot of people do that. All it would take is one person to get on an ATV and drive right through the spot you're hunting in to just totally ruin your day, right? I don't know if it's like this in Call of the Wild, but I know that in Classic, people are pretty particular about multiplayer sessions. To be fair, like, I don't think Call of the Wild is not near as punitive as Classic was on your smell, sounds, and all that. Yeah, most people in Call of the Wild don't care as long as you're not being an idiot. Yeah. That sounds right. Have you played Classic, Tetley T? I'm not sure if T is in my stream or not. Can you hear me, T? It's not as realistic as Classic for people who like fast action filled hunting game. Yeah, it's still a good game. It's still really fun. I mean, sometimes Classic felt like a pretty fast action game too, especially that snow map where where it was just like wide open, you could see so far. Yeah, we'll switch the spot up a little bit for the boilies. Oh yeah, that stinks. You know it's not like that anymore, right? Now that it's like completely free to play. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's a little less than our current one actually. It's all good, Draken. I mean, this is my This is my normal experience on bear, to be fair. That's funny, Phil. I didn't know about that. Yeah, it's everything is now purchasable with in-game currency for the most part, but it is more grindy, a lot more grindy than Call of the Wild is. Yeah. Yeah, I usually put it on like something really bright so I can see them easier. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna wait through the night here, and then I'm gonna switch it up. But if I end up catching some nice carp elsewhere, and and this is the only place I need to increase my size at, then I'll come back here at some point maybe. But if I don't, then I might not worry about it. All these barbel are like just under. I'm gonna move this one slightly too. Yeah, I was too, Dynamic. I actually was using corn a little earlier. Let me see how this late afternoon, early evening goes, and then I'll switch something up. Use green for what you're not tracking and orange for the other. That's smart. Pink actually shows up pretty good too. Oh, wow. You've played a lot of Call of the Wild. The thing that I found with corn dynamic is that, yes, I was catching commons, but I couldn't get them, like, they were all like 3 to 4 kilos, basically, the nice ones. And some of them were like 1.5 kilos. I guess my issue is I just have to be in the right mood to want to play either of the hunting games, and that doesn't happen that often. A roach and a ruff. That's cool, Dev. I don't get why you would want to max out handguns in a hunting game anyway. That just doesn't, like, appeal to me at all. Kentel, thank you for the follow. And Chubb Norris, you as well. Is that one of the guns, Dev? We've had a couple of decent digs here. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. A rapid fire high powered rifle. Wow. See, I haven't played much since they redid the what do they call it, like the categories or the size numbers or whatever of different animals, like to match up what's an ethical kill or whatever. So anytime I log in now, I'm like, I have no idea what goes with what. Good question, Phil. I don't know. Because that whole save file is like one thing, isn't it? I don't know about that. Yeah, I guess so. Is that what they called it? They came out with Scoring System 2.0. All I know is that it used to be like the smaller deer were weapon class 2 or something, and the larger deer were weapon class 3, and now I feel like there's just much larger ranges on all that or something. Seemed like all that got refigured. Did that happen with Scoring System 2.0? Cool. All right, we're officially 1 million away from 39. Do I not have my lamps down? I do have them down, but I think they're down at camp. Yeah, you can see them. Is that them? Look how bright they are over there because there's 3 on 1. Yeah, that was what I was seeing. Daggum. Crucian? All right, let's wait till 1 a.m. Yeah, and sometimes cheese is a powerful bait in this game. Cheese is what makes Tench yellow. When fish can't see, they rely on smell. Wait, what are you asking, Dev? Are you asking about these? Oh, the diving beetles? I tried them earlier, Glock. It's not that they weren't working, but they were very slow. I did, what did I try though? I might have been doing the pop-up. I didn't try the sinking. Yeah, that's right, Dev. I actually got one of those in my scoop for the first time ever yesterday. Or the day before. It was recent. Because I don't scoop very often. I'd usually dig. Those diving beetles are sometimes used at Ladoga. Is that right? All right. It is time. Let's sell our fish. We'll see if we hear a bell ringing before we travel off the map. Not bad. Grinded it out a little bit. You know, I didn't try algae at Bear. Actually. Now that you mention it. Thank you, Glock. Let's see how Tuba feels. So should we try down in the that little river, or should we just go back to the spot we were at last night? That is the question. I think the spot we were at last night would be a little more active. So here's somebody that was fishing at 117, 101, which is down in that like tribute, like those little river areas. And they caught some nice buffaloes, but overall the carp were pretty small. Yeah, what do y'all think about that area? 117, 100. Is it feeling pretty slow? I do not know about that, Shinji. Okay, so what I found last night was going with the 18 and 18 was super slow, but if I did smaller on one of the boilies, either one, it was a little bit better. So like, if we go 14 pellet, we go 20 crab and mussels. I think I need more red krill dip. That's why I was doing this before we go down there. And the horns? Wait, where are my horns? I've got some of the horns. They're just like so loud. What clip are you using down there at the 117 101? So this one will do the larger pellets and then the smaller crab. $10? Okay. And then this one, we'll do the full bore. The full bore, see if we get any bites on it. Honestly, normally when I'm streaming, I do the blinkers. I do silent, just because I don't want other people having to think that it's their bells when they're watching me. But during the competition, I've wanted to stay on top of not missing bites, I guess, so I was doing. All right, so this one we'll do 18 and 18. What is the silver carp bait? Isn't that just like algae and oh, we'll see. Recently it's been algae, yeah, and honey dough. That's interesting. These are 2 nice carp rods on sale. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, the red krill. Yeah, it might be worth trying algae for a little bit. All right, so am I just gonna walk there? That's the fastest way to get there, right? I don't think I've ever fished at this spot that y'all are talking about. We have to go around the pond, correct? Heh. Glock. You send me too much stuff, Glock. Thank you, though. I can't get there if I go to the right. Because it's down here on this part, right? Well, let's give it a try, because like I said, I've never done it. I have been there before? Have I now? Have you seen me here before, Dros? What's up, CPAS? Yeah, they went ahead and declared me the winner. It's over. It's actually already over. I was thinking about just letting Wizard have it, though. Okay, maybe I have been here before. I think Dros might be right. No way, Wizard. How would you even know? Are you in communication? Is there like a secret Discord of sharing who's in the lead? Does it matter where I cast here? Directionally? Oh, really? Gotcha. There's people in your fishing group that are ahead of you? Wow. Yeah, it looks like kind of like this, right? Just straight ahead in this spot, at least from what I can tell on pictures. Oh man, this would be great for the telestick. That is definitely one of my goals, is to continue leveling up my float fishing. Yeah, I've been having fun with it too, but I don't have sandwich bait unlocked, so I feel like there's some pretty good spots and like fishing situations that I can't fully experience without sandwich baits, but I've had a good time with it. Nice. $20-kilo wild carp, huh? Yeah, this was me last night, catching wild carp. But that was in the pond. Which telesticks do you have, DJ? Infernos and Blade Ultras. Yeah, I have one Inferno. I've got the shore one, not the boat one. I've got the 800. But it has been super fun. I just spent way too much silver on it, but it has been really fun. Ooh, nice. Do you have the, you prefer the UL ones though? And those are called Blade Ultras. I'll have to look at those. Alright, just as a refresher, what am I wanting to catch here? Common 15 and a grass 12. Do you have 18 and 18 in terms of boilie size here? Because I should put the full size ones on in this spot. I should do 18 on both here. In the pond, I just had to increase the bite rate, so that's why I decreased one of them. Okay, that makes sense. And I'll probably rotate one of them to algae in a little bit, test that for a little while. Both 18. Yeah, and like we're going for a big fish, so it might be worth being a little bit more patient. I'm kind of ready to get on the fish, you know. Baboka. Nice common. I wouldn't think so, Dev. Honestly, most of the char I've caught in my life has been without ground bait. But it's sort of a recent thing. People have been using ground bait to try to attract them more. Yeah. I think that's actually the rod that has the bigger stuff on it. Yeah, 18 and 18. Man, with such a small clip, it's so nice. I think we can just overpower this guy. That looks like a decent buffalo from here. Just don't pop off and embarrass me, please. I like it. Also a buffalo. So what time of day is it? 8:21 in the morning. The buffalo just swam by. Grats, Epic. Hey, what's your in-game name, Epic? Are you in our chat yet? that was an epic dig. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So many different fish can come out of these spots. Lots of bream trophies coming out at Old Berg right now. Yeah, that's about how it goes, isn't it, Draken? The bream? The bream spot at Old Berg is 26.28 or 25.28, and it's like a 15-meter clip. Pea porridge and cottage cheese dough are both working really well. Record incoming. I don't know, Dev. Let's see if any of the weekly bream have been caught today or yesterday. It just seems like that spot at Old Berg is producing a lot. Mostly it was like 2-3 days ago. Oh, I gotcha. It's alright. Epic Empire, if you want to tell me your in-game name, I was going to send you a couple baits to try out at Mosquito once you get your feeders set up. But if you don't want baits at this point, that's fine too. You were catching quantity, not quality. Oh, is that right? I had a pretty good night there on my alt account earlier tonight, but I don't know. I was using picker rods. Oh, too bad, Fluke. An ultralight mirror ghost carp. Wow. Is that the record? That's very cool. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a record. So that's... is that... wow, ultralight. Okay. You've got several hours before you have to worry about that, Epic Empire. I mean, they will eventually start going down, but you've got plenty of time. Always check the cafe for orders if you don't know about that yet. Dynamic, did you try cottage cheese, or were you just using pea porridge? I was just using pea porridge, but then I saw someone saying later that cottage cheese dough was also working really well. I don't think this is a buffalo. Pea porridge, yeah. Yeah, it's a grass carp. That is a new top one, 12.833. On the board. All right, so we've at least seen a common and a grassy here. That's encouraging. It's an upgrade. What's your, let's see, who are you, Smokey, in game? I think I have pea porridge. Are you also Smokey in this? Yeah. No problem. Yeah, that's no fun dynamic. What affects the amount of bait you make? I think it's just the ingredients, right? Like, well, let's see. I think it's a set amount, isn't it? But like if you're making bread and you've eaten part of the bread, it'll make less. Really? I don't know. I don't think that the points have anything to do with that, because there's not points in these. I don't think premium affects that either, CPAS, but I'm not sure. Did y'all notice how much pea porridge I made last time? Does it vary now? It's 54 again. No, I think it's a set amount. So if you think if you make pea porridge, Dev, it's going to make a less amount than that? Your percentage in what skill, though? Like, I don't have points. You know what I mean? Like, the points are in the... I can't try pearl barley only because I don't have any pearl barley. I'll try it when I go back to town. Oh, the percentage of harvesting baits? Oh, so like if you're 100% harvesting baits, you're going to make more than if you're like 20%? So like you're more efficient at making the baits or whatever? I see what y'all are saying. Thought you meant like how many skill points you have. Your bait harvesting percentage. Huh, okay. Cool. Okay. Interesting. I do have potatoes. $54. Good night, Elwoody. Thanks for stopping by. What percentage of harvesting baits are you? So it doesn't have to do with premium. It has to do with what percentage you're at. You're at 60%? Gotcha. Okay, cool. So the difference in 91% and 100 is 4 per batch. What's up, Relicade? Good evening to you. Okay. Do y'all want to watch me bust my leader a few times? Will algae work here on a float, y'all think? Let's give it a try. Oh crap, we're on a river. It's gonna be drifting. What am I thinking? It's gonna be drifting. Probably like 1 meter clip will be good. Which way's the river going, by the way? Right to left. Yes, this will be very entertaining. Drifting with the current. Currently, we are drifting. All right, we want to get a little farther out there, and I'll start farther to the right next time. See if we can hook into one of these grass carp on the fly. If this doesn't work, we can put potatoes on. Probably catch one that way. Unsexy points. Yeah, the quality, you get consistently higher quality the more skill points you have in ground bait. If that's what you're asking. Alright, let's get a little closer to the shore over there. This is not a bad area because we can like walk with it pretty far. Let's go about 50%. That should still be... Oh, 1 meter is like perfect. It's like dragging a little bit maybe because it seems like it's drifting slightly slower. I don't know. It's good though. I think the fish are looking at this like neatly packed piece of algae with a hook sticking out the middle of it. We're not fooled a bit. Whoa! Alright, this is the only chance. We have to get its head up and pull it right out. If it goes back down and gets that second run, we're toast. That's what I've learned. I'm not very good at it yet, but that's what we got to do. Where did I get the 200 algae from? Ah, this person. Devian3. From today I got it. All your gifts have added up, Glock. Alright, do we want to try algae again, or do we want to do... let's try algae one more time. Ooh, that went a little farther. That might not work as well. Let's see what it does through that green stuff. That's exactly what they're saying. So it stopped drifting with the current for a second there, which sometimes can mean you're about to get a bite. Yeah. All right, we'll go up in hook size a little bit. I know y'all want to, you want me to pop the line, so we'll get a little more aggressive here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Welcome back. We'll take that miss. That could have been a disaster. That's right, Glock. Place your bets. It's only a matter of time. I know last week people in chat were wondering what was wrong with me. And what was wrong with me is I was trying to get to know my new telestick and popping a lot of lines and a lot of leaders. Yeah, no leader, so it's just going to be the line that tears here if it goes bad. What's up, Go? I've got 24.6 kilo snake power line. What do you use, DJ? Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that, Go. Do I like to raise the rod to set the hook? I mean, normally when I'm float fishing for like small stuff, I usually do raise it to the side. I try not to jerk it too hard because I feel like sometimes that just jerks it right out of its mouth, but I usually don't go straight up. Honestly, with this thing, I'm just trying to, once there's a fish on there, usually these carp are just like, once they're on, you know, the whole float goes away. So I'm just pulling. And the key, at least for me so far, has been once I start pulling, I can't stop pulling. Because my only chance to get it in is to get that head above water and then backpedal to get it on land. If it gathers its strength a second time and goes for a run, there's nothing I can do. $12.3. You think that's too close? What do you think, DJ? Is that too close to the rod capacity? Should I go down? So that's what Lee, if y'all have been in my chat channel, you see Lee sets like all these weekly records and catches tons of carp on at Amber, and that's what he's doing with these big tellies. So now we're at 23.7. Okay. So that's a little safer. And it's a mono leader, right? Do you have a better catch rate, DJ, with that long leader? Oh, come on. Stick your head up. Oh, okay. Man. Couple of nice grassies. Mono is better, more stretch. All right, so let's look. Like, for my region, I wouldn't be surprised if those were weeklies. Our region hasn't gotten into doing this as much as some other regions. Yeah, so Master Fisherman, you'll see Master Fisherman like on a Friday, he'll go around and catch like I don't know, 25 weeklies on float. Because just there's not that many people that do it, right? You stomp the fish. Yeah, that's right. You jump on top of it. Um, these telescopic rods that are strong enough to handle it, Angelic, they're pretty pricey. It's more of a late game thing. Whew. Yeah, but to get the silver from it, you have to be the global weekly board leader, right? You can't just be your region weekly board leader. And there are people in other regions that do this quite a bit. So there's a lot more competition to get that one. But if like being the leader on the USA, Matt, you know, if that meant you got silver each week, then that would be an easy farm for sure. If you have enough weekly records, global weekly records, I think top 3 or 5 point holders for weekly records get a certain amount of silver each week. Isn't that right, guys? I think you have to be number one in at least one, and then you're getting points for the different ones you have. There's a forum post that describes the whole thing and tells you like how much places get. Okay, there's a ranking system and silver for first place on each one. Oh, Worminator says top one. I'm pretty sure there's a ranking one too, Worminator. Isn't that right? Because like some people have awards. I think the number I don't remember how much it is, but 2 telerecords on grass from Old Berg today. Then the leaderboard winners. Yeah, and Telly has its own leaderboard winners, right? Okay. Okay. So maybe I'm getting the two things a little confused, but it depends on what type of float fishing you're doing. For some situations, Angelic, you still want fluorocarbon leaders. Carp fishing doesn't really need fluorocarbon as much. It depends on what you're going for. Global weekly? Okay. Top 10 get nice pendants. Nice. Okay, gotcha. All right, see you later, Dynamic. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that's right. You can't use a leader with float till you get to a certain percentage. Uh, you've got 2 records, so you'll get 600 silver. And those are global, right? Because, like, I have a bunch of USA float records, but I don't think I have any global ones. Yeah. First place on global. Gotcha. Oof. As if float fishing isn't hard enough for me, now I got to figure out what bites look like on a current. Yeah, and I think it gets a lot better, at least with some fish, once you unlock sandwich bait. Like even carp at amber, a lot of the records you're going to see on telly are going to be sandwich bait. Stomping records. I get it now. It took me a second there, Dev. Let's see. What else is in this spot? Am I going to get night crawlers on anything on night crawlers in this spot on float? Or like, I mean, there's no little like sturgeon stuff down here, is there? Or up here? Crushing records. Like if I put no, you have to buy a shovel in the store. You want to get your bottom fishing percentage up while I make silver to get carp rods before I get my silver to buy all my gear. Yeah, I hear you, Smokey. I think it's just the quality of the hook. The different bobbers just sort of have, the floats have different purposes, really. But I don't think, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think like float is going to affect the fish quality. Unless you just have an inappropriate float for a circumstance. That's like a different situation. It's got me thinking now. I kind of want to put a rhino beetle on and just see if anything bites on it. Yeah, the bigger floats just hold more note. That could be the case. Some of the nicer floats might do that. Oh, that's true. That's true. We could catch a wild carp on the rhinos. I'm surprised that nothing's gone for this nightcrawler, though. All right, we're out of the ideal range. have never caught lamprey, at least not that I remember, not on purpose. $50.86. I might have to try that one day. That sounds scary. Yeah, it does sound scary. Carp fishing is scary to me. We haven't had any I haven't had any disasters yet, but I will eventually. If I keep doing this, I'm just not very good at it. 4.5. Yes, lampreys are itty bitty. That's right. Early morning and evening are the most active Glock. But I guess in terms of feeder fishing, they were catching... You're probably talking about Ladoga, aren't you? They were catching them at char today all the way up until like noon. And then you'll start catching them again in the evening. But not overnight, typically, just the evening. All right. Folks, we're feeder fishing for chars in the 15-meter hole at Quarry today, pretty successfully, I think. Oh, is that right, Smokey? $12,372. So we're... $12,372. Sorry, I just want to see what the... I'm about to knock myself off the weekly with those two. That is a big leather for a telestick. Are lampreys typically caught on, where are they? Wait, there's only been one. That's wild. So those are pretty rare, huh? Oh, there's another one. It's like the jigging stuff gets them, huh? Interesting. Thanks for the follow, Orange Yoda. Long leeches, is that what they are? Okay, that's kind of gross. Blood-sucking fish, no thanks. Exactly. Okay. I'm still good for now, but after last night, I've probably only got like 30, 45 minutes left in me. So if anybody that is currently here is going to stream, I'm happy to raid you in about half an hour, 45 minutes. 900k till level 39? Yep. What's up, Orange Yoda? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, if we had hung out at Amber all night, we would be 39, but there's no rush, right? And I am, I guess I should mention, I am going out of town. Let's see, so will I get one more stream in? I will probably get one more stream in either tomorrow or Monday during the day. And then I'm going out of town just for a few nights, and I'll be back Friday night, basically. I do have some like videos queued up to release on YouTube, but I won't be around during the middle of the week this next week. It's the best, Orange Yoda. So RF4 is, first of all, I think it has the best mechanics. It feels the best in terms of like actual catching fish. But it is definitely a grindy game. So I don't know that other people make this comparison, but for me, it's always scratched some of the same itches as playing MMOs, because there's some crafting. You can cook, you can craft your own baits, your own lures. There's different types of fishing, obviously, float fishing, spin fishing, bottom fishing. All of these categories are things that you can put points in. So there's some RPG elements in the sense of like you're choosing where you want to put skill points. It has a lot of different water bodies and a lot of different fish species, a lot of different techniques, baits. When you get into carp fishing, like just the amount of boilies that are in the game. So there's a lot of things you can, I guess there's a lot of complexity that you can get into. I think it starts slow. So I mean, I think that's one thing for new players to know, that it does have a slow start to it. And then, yeah, just know that it is a grindy game. Like if you get into it you're probably going to play it a lot. If you're just looking for like a casual experience to jump in and like have exciting fishing every once in a while, then some of the other ones are probably better options. Yeah, it would be cool if there was bass fishing. It is a Eurocentric fishing game at this point. So while there is like a lot of spin fishing, I mean, there's certainly predator fish like pike and other things in the game. It is not a North American fishing type of game. Like, you don't have, you know, lakes in Florida where you're going and bass fishing and stuff. Tons of carp fishing. If you like carp fishing, it's an amazing game. I appreciate that, Angelic Grimm. Thank you. I'm glad that the YouTube channel's been helpful or entertaining even. You mean like buzz baits, that kind of thing? Thank you, Phonetic. I appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Skill, I appreciate the follow. Thank you, Angelic Grim. Thanks for the Prime sub there, Angelic Grim. I appreciate it.
Challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Welcome.
Challenge accepted.
You get a cute little emote. I think I can apply for a second emote now, but I'm not sure on that. Thank you very much for the support. It is certainly enough you all being here, but I really appreciate the support as well. Thank you. Got you through the early grindy stuff a lot easier. Yeah, it is a slow burn in the beginning, especially for a new player. I know when I first started playing RF4, I knew so little. If it wasn't for the community like helping me, I don't know that I would have stuck with it. It can be so overwhelming. Did you just count, Glock? 21 species of carp. Nice. There you go. Thanks again, Angelic Grim. I really appreciate it. I'm surprised how slow this spot was at night. After having a really good day here, we didn't do anything in the evening. I love catching Chinese sleepers, especially early on. You got to level 13 and took a 2-month break. Yeah, those Chinese sleepers are awesome. And then you got back into it. Yeah, it took me a while in the beginning to really get going. But there weren't, really the way that I got hooked is because, so there weren't as many resources back then, but I started streaming it, and people that had been playing for a long time before me, like when it was just a Russian server, they came into my stream and helped me so much. People like Rift and Wrangler, and many others. Your favorite is your rough spot in Mosquito. Is the rough spot in Mosquito? You got halfway to 12. Nice. Yeah, catching rough at Mosquito and White Bream when they're active is really good early on because of the cafe orders and just the XP and silver in general. That was your experience too, Glock? But now you're level 21 in like 9 days. Nice. You're saving for your second Narga? Awesome. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to break down and get a Narga just so that I can... That and the... What's the other one? There's two that a lot of people like, and I've not used either one of them. The Narga and the... Shoot. Caliber. Thank you, Relicade. I want to try a Narga and a Caliber one day. Yeah, and there are lots of settings you can play with, graphically and otherwise, Yoda. Yeah, I mean, for me at least, and see, I never played Fishing Planet much before I got into RF4. And so this was the first fishing game I spent a ton of time with. And I really feel like it has spoiled me when I just from a mechanic standpoint. When I play other fishing games, it's just not quite the same. Yeah, I think they're always in stock. Smokey. Beginning of May, you were level 21. And what are you now, Glock? Relly talked you out of trying the Narga, so you got a second caliber. Yeah, there's some strong feelings about the Narga. Again, I haven't tried them. Some people love it, and some people, like, swear off of it. I don't know. You're 32 now? Dang. So 21 to 32 since the beginning of May. Holy cow. Oh, the Alpha's a great, Red Sword. The Alpha is your safe bet. Because, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Alpha is a safe bet. It's very good. Yeah, if you're gonna do premium, I feel like when you get into your 20s, that's the appropriate time to do it. Because it's not really just your level. It's like by then your skill percentages are getting high enough where having that boost in leveling up your skill points is worth it. Are you talking about for premium? It depends on how much premium you buy at one time. It gets cheaper the longer you... It's basically like subscribing to an MMO. It's similar prices to most MMOs. And it does go on sale. The gold and the premium go on sale. If you're thinking about doing it, you can wait for sale if you want to. I don't know, Dev. I feel like it used to be more predictable when the sales would be. And honestly, back in the day, in particular, gold sales were really OP. Like, it used to be dramatic sales. Like, I think it might have been like up to 65, 75% off. And I think everything's been dialed back to more like, what are sales these days? 50% off maybe? What made you ask that, Orange Yoda? Yeah, Worminator is one of the mods for RF4. Did he send you something nice? That's very cool. Worminator is usually on top of helping folks out. 25 to 35% off? Okay. Yeah, and back in the day, it used to be a higher percentage than that, but it's still worth, like... If it goes on sale and you're doing premium or you're thinking about doing premium, it's worth grabbing some at that point. Nah, you won't get a troll from Worminator. You won't get a troll. That's a fun fish to go for if you're wanting to do spin fishing. It'll be a fun fight. So as soon as it hit morning, like, rods are going off again. Yeah, that's awesome, chimpanzee. And just remember, like, The carp fishing I'm doing is like, you know, kind of like in-game carp fishing, but you can get into carp fishing a lot sooner, just sort of on a smaller scale, and you can kind of pick in your spots where it's safe to do it, like in the boot or pond of Old Berg. So it's not like you have to wait forever to sort of slowly start easing into carp fishing. Yeah, this was not a nighttime spot. At least for me, it wasn't. It's picking up now, though. Oh, that's awesome, Chimpanzee. So, Chimpanzee, what's making you go with the Gold 80 versus the Alpha? Because I mean, it's obviously it's just personal preference, but for me, I think I would choose Alpha 8000 over Gold 80 at this point. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just curious. They're similar. They're similar. I think the Alpha is a little cheaper to repair. And I don't know. I just like it a little better. I mean, I love my Gold 80s. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, that's what we had. But I think the Alphas just feel a little better now. And if it's a matter of 200 silver and you're not sure, like... Yeah, I wouldn't make a decision based on 200 silver. But again, there's nothing wrong with the Gold 80s. I personally prefer the Alphas. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join us, Orange Yoda. You skip the Saber 60s? That's funny. I love the Saber 60s. Yeah, if you want to click on this the wheel here, and if you search for channels, just type in MY space DAWGS. This is the chat channel Worm's talking about. We're all hanging out in here together. A lot of really cool folks, a lot of folks that offer a lot of helpful advice for new players especially. So morning bite rate here is phenomenal. After night being so slow. A lot of buffaloes coming in the morning. What are we doing, Red Krill? The Alpha 8000 has 0.5 kilos more drag, but also holds more line. Yeah, so you're less likely to get spooled. Good point, Smokey. I'm about to pop this hook right out of this fish's mouth. Okay, there it comes. All right, let's tempt fate a little bit more here. Yes, Relicade. I don't have the most up-to-date one. This one is from like a couple weeks ago, but it still seems to be working pretty nice. Maybe it's a little too far out in the middle. These floats are great, by the way, y'all. If y'all ever get to the point of doing these heavy telly sticks, this particular type of float, it's the Siberia Invis 3.5, and then I have some of the 5.5 for the heavier bait setups. But they're honestly, they work really good. So that's slider float. We actually could do fixed float in this situation too. But let's try Carp Hair Rig. I'm just curious if, now we might need the 5.5 for this one. Where's that? Oh shoot, I can't use that leader because now we're doing feeder. A feeder leader, but 23 should be good. And let's do size 2. And let's just try the same. We'll do the smaller versions. The same baits we're using here on our feeders. Let's try this on the float and see if it works. Yeah, what do I have? I may have just bought like baits and boilies and dips and stuff now that I think about it. I think I got something on one of my alt accounts though. One of the reels or something. But I definitely have some of the boilies and dips or whatever was released then. Oh, is it Pomar? Is that the brand? Dang. Careful with my Fortuna carp rod. Cut that out. All right. So we're still at 1 meter. Let's see if this works at all. Oh, look how heavy that is. Did I not put the right... This is the 5.5, right? Woo! It's sinking my 5.5? Okay, hold on. No, you can still send starter kits, right? So what do I need to do? Take off one of the boilies? Just do it with pellets or something? Or just boilies? Oh, it has to... Oh, that's right. It works that way, doesn't it? So just let it sink. Just let it sink, right? So how do you know when... Yeah, I'm a total noob at this stuff. So... That's not how you do it, though, is it? It's the depth. You got it right. You want the depth to be higher. Is this right, DJ? And then it'll still be on top because it's... Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Let's see if this does it. Whoop. Oh, it's deeper here than I realized. Okay. All right. Do I need more than that? Apparently I do. Okay. It will move. Okay. That's just it getting stuck on the bottom, right? So now we just wait. Whoa, what just happened? If you're trying to keep, I mean, it's hard because sometimes really big carp will come in on even smaller hooks, but I would say more like large 4 if you're trying to keep them at a reasonable size. But there's no guarantee. I mean, sometimes like, you know, trophy bream come in on 22 size hook, so it's kind of weird. You're just like trying to limit your chances, but it can still happen. All right, so we could cast that like basically where we want it to be because it's going to eventually stop as it hits the bottom. But we'll try this for a little longer. That's very nice, Glock. Hmm. Yeah, I moved it. All right, let's put it a little closer to where we want it to end up. I think we do like 60%. Oh dang, is it even? Wow, it's even deeper over there. Okay. All right, there it is. I think it was just in the green stuff. I couldn't see it. All right, it should hit the bottom, drag, and then stop. At least that's what it's been doing. Maybe it is deeper over there. Can't tell on the map. Doesn't look like there's any change, but it sure is just going. All right, this is not as fun. Let's go back to. Now we can use the DJ leader. All right, and size 2. We'll try algae again. Seemed like we were having pretty good success at 1 meter here. But we know it's deeper than that, so we could try 2 meters. What were y'all talking about? Orange Yoda's name? My daughter printed a 3D Yoda in bright orange. Nice. Use this in the pond? Oh, like set up with the boilies, you mean? Okay. I'll try that sometime. I'm about to wrap it up here, but I will try that sometime. That sounds fun. I guess because there's no current, huh? It's a little better. Current's a game changer with float fishing, isn't it? All right. So anybody gonna stream? I'm happy to raid one of you. If not, we've got a couple other English streamers who are currently going that we can go raid in a minute here. If there's no takers. Alright, sounds good, Epic Empire. We were having more luck with this before, huh? Okay. Let's go raid somebody and make their night, huh? Y'all say hello from me. And I will try to, if not tomorrow night, Monday during the day, I'll try to get one last stream in before I'm out of town for a few days. But it's been a pleasure. It's great to see you all as always. And I will talk to you very soon. Okay, let me get this raid going.